What's been the most difficult part of your life and how did you get through that?
My early teenage years, when I wanted a father figure, loved my father dearly, but he wasn't around and he never gave me the time of, he never thought it important. And so I think I lived with that regret, thinking that I was not necessarily good enough for my father to give me the attention that I sought. And the truth is, I love him to this day. He's deceased, but I still loved him tremendously. But I've moved on and I'm healed from that. But it is one regret because every child needs their father, and it's so important.
I have a son that is 25 years old now. The trauma of he having schizophrenia for 6 years. He was diagnosed at the age of 19. And it is a rough one. Still going through, but it is a rough one. My worst fear was losing my child as well as losing my other kids. All right, in the long, I don't want to go in depth because I don't want to get emotional, but the depths of it was we tried to live with him for at least 5 years in terms of having him at home, getting medicated, taking him to the hospital when he has a psychosis. In terms of the psychos get unbalanced, so we have to take him to the hospital to be medicated. But one Friday, I was right here at work and I get a phone call that he had inflicted a wound to his brother. I wasn't myself. Walking down to half a tree, I was like a zombie. On reaching to my home, first stop, I stop at the police station and I make a report, knowing that a schizophrenia person can be prisoned in terms of they can be charged. Because the mental situation of it is not that they are mentally challenged where they can't understand some of the things that they are doing, right? So I make a report. They said, no, we can't deal with the situation. You have to take him to the hospital. The hospital, which is Bellevue Hospital. In that same breath, I walk to my home. I get him dressed, get a cab, take him to the hospital, knowing that I have another son to deal with. So taking him to Bellevue, get him admitted, then have to leave Bellevue Hospital, go to Spanish Town where the other one was. That was the worst of my life. When he was diagnosed for the past 2 years, for the first 2 years, he was very on point. When I said on point, he take his medication. The visit was on point. At that time, I wasn't really educated on it. But by going through, I tried to get myself educated. I even get to counseling for myself, the rest of family, because I have 3 boys. He is 25. I have a 22 years old and I have a 9-year-old. If you know Jamaica with kids and mental challenge, 9-year-old under, what would you call it now? Underage and mental challenge. So I had to report it to, what you call those people now? Right. So they visited us to see what is the best option to take or what, Anyway, I find a solution to the problem. And the first 2 years of it, I had locked myself away. Not knowing how to deal with it. I never have anybody to talk to. Family turned their backs on me. So I have to do it on my own. I don't want to call her name, but it's my sister from another mother. I had to open up to her and she spoke to me. She gave me some help. It was late, but not too late. There goes, I was going into depression. Trying to control depression without medication, it's really hard. But I did it. And I'm here now. It was just me. My husband know that I'm married since April. And my other 2 sons, nobody else. But God had been my strength of tower. he had pulled me through. He's still pulling me through, because up to this point, he is in a home where, as you know, the government does not provide facilities for this type of people. So it's just Bellevue. Bellevue does not keep them for tops 2 weeks. He was there for at least a month before I could get somewhere. The cost for housing these people is pretty expensive. 'Cause at this point, I am paying $70,000 a month, including my rent and other bills. Nevertheless, God is pulling me through. I had, in the process of this, not because my son had this challenge that I give myself to the Lord, it's because there was a calling there, and I should have done that before. But it was just the time. It's kind of hard dealing with a person like that, knowing that he just left school, did nothing with himself yet. 19, diagnosed at 19, now he's 25 going on, can't keep a job. It's really hard, looking for your first child, the manifestation, what you look forward for, you're not seeing it. He left high school with a 1 distinction in architectural course, was going to enroll back into UTech, and none of that manifests. So it's kind of hard knowing that as a young mother, family don't really, I'm not going to say they are not caring, but at the point where you need this support and they are not there. But as I said before, God is the tower of strength, and he's now in the home, in the facility. He's doing a better, but I think he needs more, So it's 1 year since he's there. And just today he called me and said, "Mommy, when I'm coming out," I said, "Listen, you have to be on top of your game before I can make that decision." Which there are sometimes he says some stuff that I am so scared to have him living back with us. Because we don't know, listen, the voices that he hears at times, the stuff that he speaks is what the voices say to him. He's saying these stuff, it's gonna traumatize. So I am a bit timid to say that I'll take him from the facility and he come back to live with us. Going forward, my views is to get him somewhere, continue paying that rent until he get back on his feet, because I know he will come through.
The Alrick Show Talk Truth series. Let's bring the truth back into our conversations.